back to my channel. Today I bring you another episode of Entrepreneurship 101 with Baratang. Today my guest is the 23-year-old Tebogo Mbewu, a fine artist who specializes in canvas paintings, drawings and clothing artwork. Hi Tebogo.
Hi Baratang.
Welcome to my channel.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Are you happy to be here?
I'm excited.
Okay, so your story is quite different because the guests that I had previously maybe thought of concepts that they turned into like a business, but with you, this is a talent. And so it's kind of God-given, and you decided to follow that route of using what you have to get to where you are currently.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about this talent and how it came about, how you discovered it, how you fell in love with it?
So it's kind of a long story, and it started off with a coloring book. When I was a young kid, I used to love coloring books and puzzles. So as a kid, I think now that I look at it, I was like a young perfectionist, because you know when you're young, you scribble outside your borders and just coloring however way, you just take a color and just scribble your way into the whole thing. With me, I wanted my coloring book to look really perfect, because I would use my hand to color in within the borders, and I was still a kid, like grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. You know, it really didn't matter to most kids, but it mattered to me. I think that's when I discovered it, but later on, it went on back in school, right? This is a true story,
Okay.
right? And I think with me, I wouldn't look at it as a God-given talent,
Okay.
but an improved skill that had its time whereby I just improved it, and I kept improving it with different challenges and different things. So in school, there was this kid, right? His name was Julian Russ.
Okay.
I remember him. I hated him.
What?
But I'm glad he was there in my life. He probably doesn't remember this, it probably didn't affect him. But we used to draw cars in school, in primary, and we used to compete as guys.
Okay.
Right? Other guys compete in soccer and things like that. We used to compete in drawing cars. So we drew cars, and he was always better, and I hated that. And I kept wanting to be better than him, but I somehow just couldn't. So I switched from drawing cars to drawing people, and I actually excelled in that more than I could think I could draw, you understand? So it just went from that, and I started drawing more people, and I'm here now.
And now that was in primary school,
Yeah.
and you evolved throughout your high school career.
Yep.
When you were in high school, what exactly had you planned to do after matriculating?
I was planning to do graphic design, right? But along the way, I remember having a conversation with my mom, and I told her I really don't want to go to school. I felt like let me just try to be independent with everything that I'm doing, and try to support myself with my own art and any business venture that I go into. And yeah, I just never went back to school after that, to varsity. I was supposed to go, but didn't go.
So when you decided that you will not be going to varsity and studying graphic design or all the other options that you had, and you decided to go into fine art, what steps did you take, or how did you come about making that decision to turn it into a business? Because you don't just wake up one day saying, okay, I'm gonna open up requests and paint your art and sell it to you.
Yeah.
So where is that business planning? How did you come about that?
Okay, so I've received this question so many times, and I think the most important thing with anything in life or any venture you go to as any human being is to start. You know, and with me, I started art a long time ago, so it was just a natural thing to me. You know, it was the best thing I know I can do with my own hands, and it's a skill that I know I could improve. And for me, there wasn't like much planning to it, because I just thought of it in a business sense more than doing it for as an assignment, or because at first in high school, art was to get marks and be number one. I won't even lie. It was my goal to get 100% in practicals, which was apparently not a possible thing, but I did it twice.
Oh, congratulations.
But anyway, I just took that whole idea and I just put it into and made it into a business form. So instead of making art for marks and getting 100% or the highest mark, I turned that into, I want to create art to make money and try and grow my value into what I do as time goes by. So I think that's what I did, and I just used every tool possible in my favor to push the business, market the business. But the biggest thing I could say for me was marketing. I knew that with any business spends a whole lot of money on marketing, so that's what I would do. So from every art piece that I make, I'll save money to pay adverts on Facebook, Instagram, and boost my post, and that thing essentially helped me in some way or another, or made me get to the next person, helped me get to the next person, and just went on and on and on and on and on. Yeah.
Okay, going back to marketing, it's very important nowadays to invest in social media.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people out there who are skilled and have started their businesses but are not really invested in social media. How has social media helped you in your business venture?
It has helped me a lot. And I think people don't realize how big social media is. And many businesses are falling because they're not adapting to how times are right now. Social media is the in thing. That's why influencers are the biggest thing for beauty brands or whatever brands we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say this: look at what big businesses are doing, because clearly they're getting it right, because they're making money or whatever the case might be, and just take that and use it to yourself. If big businesses are pouring so much money into their marketing, why aren't you pouring the little that you can pour into your own marketing? So I always say that in whatever business that you're in, whether you're doing a food business or drink business or whatever business that you're doing, look at what the business that's bigger than you is doing and just copy that, and you can grow from that. So social media for me is really a big thing.
So with any business, you're going to come across competition.
Yeah.
And it's very important to bring innovation into whatever it is you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
What inspired you, or what drew you towards painting on clothing items?
Yeah. Okay, so the t-shirt thing for me was a marketing strategy. When I started, what happened is that I analyzed and realized that my customers are usually young black people, or mostly black people, right? And I also wanted to grow the black community in a sense that to make them aware that art can be a skill that you can sell and you can live off it, because a lot of black parents, I could say, or a lot of black people still think what I do is like a hobby. It's like how do you understand? So I wanted to bring something on the table that they could afford, and that I would invest in many black families to invest in my art, because the moment you put something as a t-shirt that they like, then they'll want to know what else are you doing. So some people started by buying t-shirts, the next day were buying pieces. So to them, having an art piece and buying an art piece is a norm now because of a t-shirt. That was the whole point of that. And the t-shirt thing was for me to grow my audience and take art into spaces that you'd really find, or in homes that, in people's life that wouldn't think they want to own an art piece.
Mm.
So that was my way of introducing art to any black people that were not aware of art or what it is or what is it for, or whatever the case might be. So it was just marketing strategy that really worked out for me. And yeah, some people know me because of t-shirts, but now they know that there's more to it than just t-shirts.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So going back to coming from a black household, a black family,
Yeah.
how did they receive your news to now venture into fine artistry as opposed to having a mainstream career?
Girl. But okay, for me it wasn't that difficult because I really have a supportive mom, and I think my mom in general is always been supportive person towards whatever I'm doing, because I think she saw that I'm capable of being independent because I've done it before and I was able to do it, and she just trusted that, you know what, you're familiar with doing things on your own, so I'll trust that you can do this on your own. So it wasn't really like a big deal, but it's still a thing though, you feel it in the air that
Okay.
So yeah.
Do you ever come across people who are talented and have the ability to utilize their talents to turn it into something great, but you realize that they're actually not doing that? They're either stuck in careers that they're unhappy in, or they're just in unemployment situation, and they have this special thing in their hands that they can use to, turn it into something that you turned your talent into.
You actually do find those people, and
how do you go about encouraging that type of a person to start or to use what they have to create something great if they themselves do not see that potential or that type of vision?
Yeah. It's okay. I'll be honest with you, and I feel like if someone doesn't see something within themselves, it's gonna take a lot for the next person to inspire them or to get them to start something. That's what I was saying earlier on, that everything in life boils down to just the step of starting something. The moment you start something, the universe will open up its arms to whatever you are doing, and you'll start seeing more opportunities in whatever you're doing. It'll just gradually happen, and you'll grow from that. Growth will just come along, and next thing you know it, you'll be at a place where you never thought you'd be 5 months ago. So I could never inspire the next person. They need to inspire themselves first. That's what I believe. But the biggest thing is to start. The moment you start something, it can be a small thing as starting a social media page for your business. That's a start. Follow everyone that inspires you. That's why Instagram gives you similar things that you like on Instagram, or people that you follow. That's why you find when you explore, because they're trying to put everything in one bubble. You understand? So it's all in starting. The moment you start something, the universe will create that bubble for you, that everything just comes to you, or you'll see things that are similar to you. So just start, guys.
And you started your business how long ago now?
Damn, I started this in high school.
So you started selling art in high school?
Yeah.
Okay, and now from that moment that you started until right now, were there any challenges that you experienced that you thought might have discouraged you from continuing with the journey?
Yes. You find a lot of those moments, unfortunately. And I think it's with anything. Life gets to you, situations get to you, bad business gets to you, financial reasons gets to you. But I think the biggest challenge that I've come to realize now, in all the years that I've been doing art, one could say I've been doing art professionally for 5 years now, right?
Okay.
But the biggest lessons that I learned and that I realized that I need to work on, even till this day, is finance.
Okay.
Finance is a big thing that, I fumbled the bag so many times, and I didn't realize how much money I was wasting or how much money I was actually making from the art business until recently.
Okay.
So in the past, I really wasted money. I didn't reinvest in my business. I didn't reinvest in myself. So I'll take profit, take my money, and think, yep, I made it. And then 3 weeks goes by and there's no order, and I can't do my own art pieces because I'm short of paint, I'm short of charcoal, things like that. So you always need to save money to reinvest in the business. The business always has to have its own money. And what I realized is that your business, you need to pay yourself in your business. So separate your money to two: business money and your money, and pay yourself.
And with those challenges that you experience, what makes you proceed with the journey? Like, what inspires you to continue with this journey that you started professionally 5 years ago?
Man, I think the biggest thing that makes me want to continue is to inspire and just show the world that, especially in my community, at home, my Black community, people with the stereotype that we are thrower. You understand?
Yeah.
So to just make it, to just prove to people that you can live off your talent. We tend to think being a DJ or being a musician is the only way you could live. For some weird reason, that's what I realized, that people think, I just feel like people don't think so many businesses need an artist or a graphic designer to design things or create things for the business, whether it's an advert or whatever the case might be. There's so much that you could do with art, so much. So I just want to inspire the next person, and what keeps me going is to see myself grow as an artist as well from where I started. So that's what keeps me going.
And I hope that whoever's watching this video can be inspired by what you started and where you're going and where you are currently as a 23-year-old.
Yeah.
And even though you come across these challenges, I think for you started at a very young age and you're still pretty young, so you're kind of still in the safe zone, and there's a lot of learning to undergo in any business.
Yeah.
And I hope that people get to understand that and do not fear starting something new.
Yeah.
And I hope that this video will encourage them to just use what they have.
And listen, sorry, but everything in life comes with challenges. Whether you're in school, whether you're at work, whatever you're doing, whether you're going into business, everything will come with its challenges. You can't let one hurdle of life get to you. You need to keep jumping. I think that's what separates the next person with the next person, or that's what separates a successful person with an unsuccessful person. Keep on just going. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on my channel with
Thank
my
you.
viewers and subscribers. And if they want to connect with you on your social media platforms, where can they find you?
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. On Instagram, it's Tebogo Mbewu _art. Facebook, art by Tebogo Mbewu, and Twitter, Tebogo Mbewu _art. And you can just search on Google #share the art, or just say share the art. I'll pop up.
Thank you so much. I hope that they both connect with you. Thank you once again for joining me on my channel.
Thank you so much for the time.
And we have reached the end of our interview. Thank you so much for watching this video with Tebogo Mbewu. I will leave his social media handles in the description box below. And if you want to connect with me on my social media platforms, it is @Baratang on both Instagram and Twitter. Thank you so much once again for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next week in the next video. Bye.
Maybe you pull the Oprah on me. Like you look at the camera, do your introduction, they walk in.
I know.
It would have been dope though.
To walk in, like where are you gonna walk in? It's gonna be so awkward.
Yeah, so my guest, no. Okay.
There's only one audience.
I'll just say what's the question actually?
No, it's not the question. It's my introduction. I'm introducing you.
Oh damn snap. Just say hi guys.
I know that.
Reasons.
Sorry?
Nothing. I was saying the other reasons. Clear your throat, here's some snacks. Are you good?